14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday we discussed little about 30th sloka. Yada bhuta prithag bhavam ekastham anupasyati tata eva ca vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. When a man sees the whole variety of beings as resting in the one and spreading forth from that alone, he then becomes Brahman. He becomes one with the absolute truth that is called Brahman. A man attains to unity with the Supreme when he knows or realizes through intuition that all these manifold forms are rooted in the one. As waves in water, atoms in the earth, rays in the sun, organs in the body, emotions in the mind, sparks in the fire. So, verily are all forms rooted in the one. Wherever he turns his gaze, he beholds only the one self and enjoys the bliss of the self. Just as one honey bee roams over so many jungles and searches for little honey in every flower. Wherever it goes, it sees only honey. All the flowers, they hold only honey. The honey bee is not concerned with any smell or beauty of the petals of the flower, but its attention is always on the honey. If there is no honey, it never rounds over the flower. It goes away. In this way, one whose mind is fixed on the absolute truth, he sees these three aspects of the truth everywhere, and he sees this only as one. Eko devo sarva bhutesu gudha. One God is present in all the beings. This is the declaration of the Upanishads, Vedas, everywhere. Just as yesterday we saw, in all the digits of all the numbers of the calculating methods, one is present everywhere. If you take the factors, even in zero there is one hidden. What you say, it is nothing. Zero, there is also hidden the one absolute. 1 0, 2 0. You count after the decimal point, how many zeros you should write, that is considered. Zero also is counted. Numbers are counted only on the basement of one. One, without one, nothing exists in this world. And that one is ever present everywhere in all conditions. That is seen as the absolute presence, and the knowledge of the presence, awareness of the presence. It is aware that I do exist. Nobody can deny this fact. Nobody can say I don't exist. Can anyone say? And he feels it. That feeling is the awareness that is everywhere in every being, and also it gets satisfaction. That is called contentment in other words, and that is still in other terms known as bliss. So Sat, existence, Chit, awareness, and bliss, contentment. These three aspects in one, three in one. One is known as this, that is present everywhere, nobody can deny it. And overlapping it exists some other changing aspect which is called name and form, which is ever changing. So this is how the real seer, he sees the hidden one, and he doesn't give value nor importance to the changing, overlapping envelope, that is name and forms, which is seen as the creatures of the world, beings. Being means which has become. Becoming, we think in different ways. Everybody understands being in different ways. The definition of being is so many ways it is defined by different seers. There is no one definition for being. But universally we can accept when the unlimited awareness, existence is limited by some aspects, limited by demarcating lines, then it forms a form that is called, it has become, the unlimited has become limited. That's how the whole world exists. The relative world exists only because of this form, and that is called being. And some beings are inert, some are moving. So moving beings are called living beings, and unmovable beings, just as a picture cannot move, but it has some form. So form is also demarcated by lines, and the whole screen is limited in those forms. So we call it cutout. The being is a cutout. A particular portion of the unlimited background. That is called a being. So in this way, in all these beings, The background is there. In all those colorful pictures, the background screen is there. Without that, no picture can be seen nor drawn. Similarly, if you go on looking for the basement, the substratum of one after the another, that is also in other, from other angle it is called cause and effect. Whatever is seen is the effect. Whatever is behind it, which has given forth to this visible form, that is called the cause for it. And that is what we were discussing. Karya karana kartrutve prakriti heturuchyate. When something is become or something is formed, that is called manifestation also in other terms. Manifestation means the unseen form in the unlimited background, when is limited and become a form, that is manifested. That is visible to our eyes, or somehow the senses can perceive it. That is called manifestation, becoming, and that is only by the process of limiting the unlimited. And that is also known as formation, or in other language we can tell it as creation. Created. The form is created. That is called creation. Unlimited is the background, and that is the absolute truth. When that is limited somehow or other, by limiting, by the help of some demarcating lines, then we know it as the cutout or the being. For example, when the water becomes bubbles or waves or ripples, then they are beings of the water. They have become something. Water has become something. Water is unlimited and forms bubbles, ripples, waves, whirlpools. They are the beings of the water. In the same way, when the all-pervading sky becomes something, it is somehow or other, there is some aspect is seen in it. It has become something. Then that's how we say akasat vayu. The wind is originated from the sky. And in my language I shall say, when the sky starts moving, then that same sky is known as the air. How can sky move? It is only imagination. How can the background screen become a picture? If this is possible, why not the sky move? If the water can become wave, why not the sky become wind? Same thing. Nothing has brought out from elsewhere. The same sky becomes the wind. And when there is movement, nature's law is there will be heat, that is called fire. In this way, all these five gross basic elements are imagined. It is not at all there. There is earth is in the sky. It is not out of the sky. Just as we see, if you keep some water for some time in some glass or in some visible jar or some bottle, then you see after some days some particles settle down, that is the dirt of the water, the thickness of the liquid, and that is called earth. Of course, here we take some days to accumulate little particle of dirt, but our earth is created in this way in long run, in long course of time. It is our vision, but the universal vision, it takes just a moment. In this way, all these creations are created, creatures are created, creature means being, and this is how the basement is one, and that is seen by the all-round seer. And one whose eyes are fixed on one point, he cannot see whole thing at a time. That's why we have to see it from all-round vision, 360 degree, that is not in one plane, in all the 360 degree planes, levels. So 360 to the power 360 to the power infinity. From those angles, one who can see, he sees the one where all the many are holding. In this way, this sloka gives all the meaning to the whole creation, starting from the beginning till the end. Yada bhuta pruthag bhavam, differences in different beings. Ekastham anupasyati, they are nothing but one, based on one only. Tata eva cha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. Then only one becomes many, and the seer becomes the one with the one. It becomes one with the one. That is what we are always we discuss in a same thing in Yoga class. Here also, wherever you go, wherever, in all the scriptures, they say one thing only. Ekaha sat vipra bahudha vadanti. That is explained in different ways, in different language, in different, from different angles of vision. The seers have seen it differently, explained it differently, but the thing is one. How it is mistaken, I will tell you a story. In my childhood school days, I used to come late after the school is closed. I come late to my home. What I do, my home was in some rural village somewhere away from the town. I have no friends. So in the town, the school boys, town boys, they don't go home so quickly. In half time we have something to eat, we don't feel so hungry. And when one is engaged in games, he forgets food and water, everything. I used to play for some time till it becomes dark in the school with my town friends. And then when it gets dark, I will run 5-6 kilometers in 20 minutes. I shall reach. So that day it got dark. I was running, and of course there is no road, only crop fields. In rainy season it becomes muddy, and everywhere there is paddy fields, and in between those demarcating those red barriers, over that you have to walk. Sometimes you sleep down. It was cloudy evening, and it became very soon very dark. I was coming running, and I have to pass through several villages between the school and our house. And in between there are some crimson grounds also, some fields also, some places where water is accumulated in flood. We have to go through all those dirty ways. I was coming running. I had the one idea, somehow or other I shall reach home, or else mother will bang me, beat me. I am feeling hungry also. I was running, and I have crossed the whole length now. I am just near my home, and all of a sudden, in those paddy fields, I saw some ghost is hitting before me. It has already become dark. And behind me there is a crimson ground and of a big village, and on the path there was a peepal tree where there used to live a ghost. It has killed several people. People pass under the tree. In the evening time it is lonely, and it is on the border of the crimson ground, and people get afraid, and within 2-3 days they will have diarrhea and other things, and they will die. Several people I have heard, they have died because of that ghost. Now, behind the ghost, the crimson ground, and before me the ghost. Everywhere only darkness. I have no torch, nothing. What to do? I stopped. All of a sudden, I got so much afraid. I was traveling. What to do? then I started chanting Mahabir, Mahabir, Mahabir. Mahabir jab naam sunave, bhoot pret pisach nahi aave. I started Mahabir, Mahabir, He Hanuman, Raksha karo. Please save me, protect me. I was chanting the mantra, and then I thought, why the ghost is not coming to me? I stood there for 5-10 minutes, motionless. I was sweating. So much I got afraid. What to do? I cannot move. I cannot move back. The ghost will catch me. It is sitting there before me. What to do? What to do? After 5-10 minutes, my intellect started working. In the utter fear, the intellect stops working. And when little settlement, then I started thinking, why this fellow is not attacking me? Why it is not coming near me? Then the answer I got, no, you are chanting Mahavir's name. How it can attack you? But it is there. And slowly, sometimes little breeze, it moves, it appears as if it is spreading its hands and moving its head. Oh, terrific. What to do? Then I started shouting. Just a half a kilometer away, there is a labor village, small village, where our labor colony is there. About 30-40 houses. And our main head of the laborers, he was there. I started shouting by his name. Arey, Jor se, I shouted loudly, but nobody was hearing me. And I started shouting at the name of our servant in the house. Arey Ratna, oh Ratna. Nobody heard my voice. What to do? Then I took some of wet mud and started throwing at it. Then it was moving. Oh, it is getting afraid of me. Then I went on throwing some mud at it. But it is not going behind, it is on the spot. It is neither coming to me nor it is going away. What to do? Then I thought, after 15-20 minutes, I thought, no, I should gather courage. You see, I am chanting Hanuman's name. It cannot touch me. That's how it is not attacking me. It can do no harm to me. I shall try. I have to go ahead. Slowly, step by step, I was going towards it and throwing mud at it. And the moment I came near it, I was thinking to run so that it cannot catch me. I just came near it and there was lightning. It was a bush only. By the way, I used to go for 50 times in the day, just by the side of the bush. And now it became a ghost. I forgot to tally the bush and it became a ghost, and it created so much problem for me. I was so much amazed. Oh, this bush has become such a terrific ghost. And then, of course, I came running. So this is how this world appears before us, the ghost. And it is not only one ghost. Behind the ghost, the another ghost also. Darkness, that is mind, intellect, everything is something clumsy, something round. No, nothing is clear here. Whatever names and forms we see in this world, it is all confusing. And the truth is behind it. Truth is the bush, and creation is the ghost. In this way, one who sees the truth behind all these beings, he becomes it. He has no fear. No fear. He always dwells in the One, and he becomes the One. Tata eva cha vistaram. The same screen has become manifold pictures over it. See the background. Then all the pictures will lose its importance. And you are one with the screen. Brahma sampadyate tada, then alone he becomes the truth, Brahman. When he beholds the diversity of beings rooted in the One in accordance with the teachings of the scriptures and the preceptor, he realizes through intuition, experience that all that he beholds is nothing but the self, and that the origin and the evolution of all is from that One alone. Compare with the Chandogya Upanishad, the 7th, 26th and 1 mantra of Chandogya Upanishad. They say, Atmataha prana. The prana is nothing but self only. Just as I was telling now, when the sky looks moving, that is what we call as air. So prana is nothing but self when moves, appears as if it is moving. It is called prana, the vital energy. That is called the energy. Atmantaha asa, the desires are also one of self. Atmantaha smara, the memory. Smara has got different meanings, so many meanings. Smara is known as the Cupid, Kamadev, Kandarp, that is born of desire only. And desire is one of Atma, self. So, Atmataha asa, Atmataha smara, all the smara means also the memories. So, Atmataha akasaha, it appears as if it is all-pervading, homogeneous, existence as sky. Atmat asteja. Fire also is born out of the self only. Atmataha apaha. The water also is originated from the self only. Atmataha avirbhavati avirbhavatirovbhavatvat atmanam atmanto annam. It appears and disappears, and from the self only the food is generated. It becomes the food. Self becomes the food. What is called food? Food is nothing but the transformations of one energy into the other. That is called food. Everything is food here. Whole creation is food. One is food for the other. That's why they say Anna Brahmam. The whole nature is nothing but it becomes food, prana, energy. Energy is one energy is transferred into the other, same process. Just as the cause becomes the effect, so also one same electricity becomes the light, magnet, and it creates the wind also, fan, everything it becomes. So one energy, and energy is nothing but, don't forget the fundamental principle. Energy is nothing but the vibratory process. Spandan kriya. Spandan kriya को ही प्राण बोलते हैं. And one vibration vibrates the other waves, creates the other waves. That's how it is a continuous changing process. That is called the law of nature. That's how the modern scientists, they say, of course their language is different. They say the creation is nothing but, the universe is nothing but the play of energy. We say not the energy, but Maya. Why? Because why we call it Maya? The supreme power we say, Maya we say, because ever-changing, so confusing or deluging, so it is something which nobody knows what it is. Because of it's a changing aspect. That is called nature, that is called power, that is everything. And that same process is known as time, space, conditions, situations, beings, actions, reactions, cause, effect, the seer, seen and seeing, triputis. All these are different terms only, seen from different angles and named differently. That's all. Only one vibratory changing process, one energy is modified or transferred into the other energy. This is how the background is only one, that is nothing but the same energy in static position, in the balanced state. That is called the truth. When it gets imbalanced, that is called vibratory system. It looks like it, but it is not so. Just as We see two moons when our eyes are defected. We see everywhere yellowish outside all over because your eyes are suffering from jaundice. So many, you see, examples are given. You see water in the mirage, you see blueness in the sky which is not there. I see ghost in the bush. Only imagination. And people see snake on the rope in dark night because of defective vision. This is how the truth is ever existing. When you are unable to see it, it appears as the creation. And one who knows this, one who understands it thoroughly well and gets established on this faith and conviction, then it becomes it, and then the world-changing phenomena disappears for him. When you see the water, where is then all these waves and bubbles? You see only water. A thirsty man only sees the water in the river. He never sees the ripples. He never sees the bubbles dazzling in the water. How can I drink bubbles? Does a thirsty man think like that? His attention is on the water only. That's how he becomes one with the water. He takes a dip, he drinks the water. He gets out of all his problems. If he thinks it is waves, how can I take a dip in it? It is only bubbles, how can I drink bubbles? Does anyone think like that? Because he is convinced it is not bubbles, not the waves, it is water only. In that way, one who realizes the truth is this. He becomes the truth itself. He becomes the awareness itself. He cannot forget anything because of his names and forms. Never he can. And what happened to that realized soul? When he realizes the truth, he gets liberated from this bondage of the world. What will happen to the world? And the world remains as it is. Nothing happens. When I saw the bush, what happened to that ghost? A pope asked a student, he lit the lamp, lit the candle. So he asked the student, my dear, where has the darkness gone now? The student was very clever. Guruji, darkness came where from it came. It has gone where from it came. It was not there. It has not gone anywhere. This is how this world. The another example I used to give always, when you are all alone, you have forgotten the path, you are all alone in a forest and it has become dark. You are wandering here and there, searching for some shelter somewhere, but no, nothing is possible here. Sometimes you enter into thorny bushes, sometimes you fall down, striking against waving stones, and sometimes you hear the sound of jackals and lions or hissing of the snakes. You are so much afraid, and everywhere dark clouds, it is pitch dark night. You are lost in a dense forest. All of a sudden you saw there is a lion opening its mouth to swallow you. How will you feel? Just I was feeling by seeing that ghost before me. How do you feel? Where from you get that fear? All of a sudden there was lightning. You saw clearly everything around you. Only for a moment. That's all. And you saw it was neither a lion nor anything else. It was a stone. How will you feel? Now where has that lion gone? Though again the darkness pervades everywhere, will you be afraid of that lion? This is how the condition of a realized soul. He lives in this world. He never sees the beings, varieties of beings, but he sees the truth alone. The stone is always present, not the living lion. It is just an imaginary lion. Imagination disappears when there is dawn of understanding. So, tomorrow we shall see the next stanza. From the self is life, from the self is desire, from the self is love, from the self is ether, from the self is light, from the self are the waters, from the self is appearance and disappearance, from the self is food. Self is everything. The stone becomes the lion. The mud becomes Ganeshji. With color you worship it. The stone becomes Lord Shiva. Ganga का हर कंकर शंकर है. The stone becomes Narayan. गंड की नदी का हर पत्थर शालिग्राम है, नारायण है. All these are only centralized, centrified, solidified ideas only, nothing else. Tomorrow we shall see Anaditvat, Nirganatvat, Paramatma Yamabhyayah, Sarirastopi Kaunteya, Na karoti na lipyate. How that self is unattached, unconcerned, uninvolved in anything. Yet it abides in this body. How it is. Tomorrow we shall see Hari Om. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, कृष्ण भगवान की जय, गीता माता की जय। हरि ओम।